it's time to move on. It's time to move on, and I'm not going to waste any more time doing it. Hi, my name is Varina. I am an English language arts teacher, also a wonderful and flawed human being that has decided I no longer want to teach in person. My last year teaching in person was in 2025. And then I decided I might be interested in hospitality and tourism, did some research, dabbled in it for a bit, and I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna go into hospitality and tourism. It's been a bumpy ride. I'm still teaching online. I'm teaching via Preply and my own training website, precisionenglishtraining.com. I will place those links in the description. I'll also place my email that I use on a daily. So I'll put my daily email in there if you want to contact me. So if you are interested in including me in any of your projects, or if you're an employer and you're interested in hiring me, check the description. Check the description area. All right. So now I'm just teaching online on these platforms, and I decided, yes, I want to go into hospitality and tourism because it aligns with that whole idea of I love travel. I love traveling around the world. I've traveled to about 15 countries. I lived in about 4, and I worked in 3 of those. Well, actually, I worked in about 4. We'll talk about it. So I worked in South Korea, Kuwait, and China, and then I lived a brief time in Qatar. And I actually traveled to Dubai several times because the flights are cheap. When you already live in Kuwait, it only costs $115 to purchase a round trip ticket to Dubai. Okay? So I was there. I probably was in Dubai. Not just Dubai, but also like all of the UAE, like Abu Dhabi and Dubai, and I think Sharjah. So I was there maybe at least 5 times in the UAE for my birthday, for spring break, things of that nature. So I enjoyed living abroad, especially because when you get those contracts, those teaching contracts abroad, you don't have to worry about housing or utilities, and then your accommodation is like near your job, so it's like in walking distance, so it works out. So I was living abroad, and I was, I guess, in a way spoiled, and then to come back to the States to settle down as a single woman, it just didn't work out as planned, but I did my best. I bought my own condo, by the lake, actually, which is steps from the lake. So I was blessed to get a lakeside condo. And I was only back in the States for 2 years after that. I arrived back in the States in 2020, got my first condo, I believe in 2022. No, 2020 or 2021. I went ahead and got my condo. And then I realized, wait a minute, I have to keep teaching at schools that I really don't care to teach at, but because they pay more money, I have to stay at these jobs to cover my bills, my condo. I have I enjoyed my condo, but it is old. It needed repairs. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm single. I'm going to be, house poor, where I have money, but the money is sucked up into my home. And so I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm getting married anytime soon. I'm not a person that would marry for money. I have to really like you to live with you. I like living alone. So even if a person has money, it's not going to keep me around. Like, I wish I had that mindset, because then I would have an easier life, because baby, I can clean up. And if I want to look real cute and snatch me up a man, even a man with money, like, I can clean up really nice. I can look really cute. Okay. This is me just being my regular self. Okay. Anyway, but I can pull them. I'll just say that I can pull them. But anyway, but I don't want to do that. I want to be able to take care of myself without suffering. I want to be able to take care of myself doing a job that I enjoy doing, that I believe in. And because I know how a great travel experience can be so healing to your soul, can help you recover from so much trauma or recover from stress. I know what a good travel experience can do for you. I know what it means to have, you know, a clean accommodation with room service, with everything that you need, and you feel comfortable even though you're in another environment that is not your home, right? And I know what it's like to be able to eat at restaurants that you enjoy, that have an atmosphere that you enjoy as well, and has really good food. All these things are healing, right? So it's healing. It provides relaxation. It provides you a break from the daily struggles of life, the daily day-to-day stuff that we all go through, single or with a family, whatever, right? So you never know what a person is going through. And so booking a trip and you happen to be in the hotel to receive that customer, I know that I want to present my best face forward because I don't know that customer's background. I like to use the word patron, by the way, so you might hear me use the word patron because I don't like to use the word customer. I don't like it. It reminds me of custard and other words that also don't sound nice to me. So if you hear me say patrons is the same as customers, all right? So because I understand how a trip can be healing, how a trip can be something that a person needs during hard times, I always try to treat a patron like someone who really needs that trip for whatever reason. They need that trip. They're there for a reason, right? And so I want to be that person that is a part of their good experience, right? So, I want to be the person that provides them the comforts, that provides them the answers to any questions or any worries or concerns. I want to take care of that because, again, I know what it feels like to really need that trip after a hard year or after a hard week or just been going through things or just wanting to see something different besides the regular everyday environment that you're used to, right? So my patrons are my babies. Just like when I taught in class in person, when I was teaching those middle school and high school students, they were all my babies, right? I'm responsible for setting the tone, for setting the good energy in the room, for being a person that my students can go to whenever they need help and, and they feel comfortable coming to me, right? So I want to provide that same care to my patrons. I want them to feel like, if they need help, I can help them. I want them to know that I care, that they have an enjoyable stay, right? So I'm going to treat them like my baby, right? And so I'm bringing all that love and that care from my 12 years of teaching around the globe, right? And in the US, and just bringing it into hospitality and tourism, where I feel like it is more aligned with how I live, especially as a nomadic, international cultured woman as myself. I like to live in different places and get to know different people. Even though I'm also introverted. So that's another thing. I'm an introvert that also likes to socialize if I'm around the right energies, the right vibrations, then I will shine bright like a diamond. I might be the loudest and brightest in the room. I can't talk today. Anyway, so if you see this video and you're like, I think I might want to work with her on a project, I'm open to it. I love working on projects. I like learning new skills for different projects. So I'm also bringing that in the hospitality and tourism. Like, I like learning new skills. Some things are faster for me to pick up than others. Sometimes I'm like, why am I not catching on to this? And then all of a sudden it clicks and then it's like not a problem. So, but I do like learning new skills for different projects. Also, if you are interested in hiring me for whatever thing, or if it's like a short contract, whatever it is, check my description. My information will be there. My email address will be there, as well as if you're interested in any of my tutoring services that I offer through Preply or Precision English, check the description. But yeah, don't be afraid to say hello, write in the comments, especially if you are a teacher going into another field. Leave a comment, let me know what you're doing, what your plans are. I want to build a community here, because it is a struggle. It is a struggle changing careers at the age that I am in. I am not a young person. I might talk about my age and working in different environments where I might be the oldest person. I can make a whole other video about that. But anyway, yes, so I'm excited about this transition into hospitality and tourism. And so I'm trying to make sure that I make the best decisions going forward as far as building a healthy reputation for myself, which I can talk about that another time. Where there is a time where I was like, I think I might be the problem in this situation. Like, so I had to do some reflection. I was like, I need to get this together because I really want to go and transition into this new field, and I don't want to like be my own, I don't know what's that word, my own crutch or my own, I don't want to get in my own way, pretty much. I don't want to get in my own way. So I'm making sure that I take care of myself, that I'm writing, I'm journaling, getting to know myself, reading materials and things of that nature that can help me with my personal development and my professional development, okay? So I'm doing the work. It's been a messy process along the way, but I'm doing the work, and yeah. I'm happy with the person I'm becoming, and I'm dealing with the not so pretty parts of my personality as well. So that's also another issue. So I can make a whole video of like the career change and wanting more, but realizing that you also have to make some changes in your habits and your, you know, how you think about yourself, and just dealing with like childhood issues that may be creeping up later on in life during a time when you're trying to transition. It can be a bit daunting. So, but anyway, I'm gonna wrap this video up. So check the description, and leave a comment and subscribe if you are interested in my personality, okay? I'll talk to you later. Bye.
True hurts needed something more exciting.